Hey guys, thank you for joining me again for another week. I am here for my 11-week post-op update. I can't believe it's been 11 weeks and I have my notes here, so I may be looking down at some point and I want to apologize in advance. Let's get started with stats first. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy or VSG surgery on January 3rd, 2018 at the Center for Weight Loss Surgery at Newton Wellesley Hospital in Massachusetts. My surgeon was Dr. Susanna Wishnia, and my highest weight ever recorded was in September of 2017, and I was 255 pounds. My weight the day of surgery was 230.1 pounds. Last week I didn't record a video. It was just super crazy. We had another snowstorm. Anyway, I'm so sorry I didn't record a 10-week update. But my weight didn't change at all. I was 197.1 pounds, which is the same weight that I had at my 9-week post-op update, which was also 197.1 pounds. And I had gone up that 0.1 pound from a previous 4-week stall, so I'm really just considering it a stall since it was just 0.1 pound. So that brings me a total of 5 weeks at 197 pounds, or 197.1 pound. Today I am coming to you with a weight of 193 pounds. I am so excited. That is a total loss of 4.1 pounds from last week, which is amazing. I absolutely love that. That gives me a total loss of 37.1 pounds from surgery and 62 pounds from my highest. So that is super amazing. I've met one of my goal weights. My first goal weight was 195 pounds, and so I met that. And my next weight goal is 185 pounds, so we'll see when that hits. I want to apologize again for another car video, but I remembered I have a doctor's appointment today. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. And so I have to be on my way. So join me. Now that I've done my intro, I can start to drive, focus on the road. So I'm sorry if I won't be looking right at you. It has been a really crazy week. It's just been super crazy. Okay. The main thing I want to talk to you guys about this week is restriction issues. Now, I have had restriction issues since surgery. Not bad issues, mind you, prior to now. I'm saying not bad issues. Because obviously our stomach gets cut. So we are going to have restrictions. I mean, we're not going to be able to eat what we were eating before surgery. And that's the whole point of how this surgery helps you with weight loss. Now, I had mentioned before, my restriction with my sleeve has been mainly with solid foods or thick liquids like creamy soups, smoothies, and my protein shakes. I get restrictions with my protein shakes as well. So if it's anything that's really like solid, cottage cheese, any protein like turkey or chicken or ground beef, then I can only have about 2 ounces. And I say about 2 ounces because I'll measure out a 2-ounce portion but 9 out of 10 times I won't be able to finish the 2 ounces. Okay. When it comes to creamy soups, protein shakes, and smoothies, sometimes smoothies, if I make it a little on the thinner side, then I can have up to 3 ounces. And again, most of the time I won't finish the 3 ounces, but it's over the 2.5 ounce mark, so I call it 3 ounces. Now, if my smoothie is thick, like if I were to buy a smoothie somewhere, then I can only drink about 2 ounces of that, because smoothies tend to be thick. Or if I use, like, I've gotten into the habit of making my smoothies with my Premier protein shakes, so that then it's that, you know, a little bit thin consistency, and I'll add a little bit of almond milk if I need to thin it out a little more. And it's fine for about the 3 ounce serving. Now, if I make my smoothie with almond milk and protein powder, I don't know why, that tends to make my smoothie a little thicker. I really don't like the flavor if I were to water it down, so I don't. But if I make my smoothie with the almond milk and the protein powder, I can like barely have the 2 ounces. It makes it thicker, or I don't know, but I can only have about 2 ounces. And that has been my restriction pretty much since about the 1.5 month mark. Prior to that, you know, you're on that special post-op diet, so you're not having much to begin with. Everything's really, you know, smooth and blended. So, you know, restriction will change when you progress on your diet. So this is after the post-op diet. These are what my restrictions were up until Sunday. Now, Friday night, I started having really bad abdominal pain. And I don't say stomach pain because I found out that it wasn't my stomach. So I don't want to call it stomach pain. So it was abdominal pain. It was in the upper abdomen area, like pretty much like in the center of my abdomen, right below my breasts. That's where the pain was. I freaked out because I thought something had gone wrong with my sleeve. Now for dinner Friday night, I had only had almost 2 ounces of cottage cheese, and I didn't have anything with it or anything else because I wasn't hungry. But I have to have my five meals a day. Technically, I should be having 6 meals because they want me to do breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then a snack after each one. So breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack. But I tend to have, I just can't. I can't have that last snack. So I stick to around 5 meals a day. So my 5th meal, it was cottage cheese, like I said, on Friday. And it was fine. I ate almost the 2 ounces. I did leave maybe like 2 or 3 little bites. And I use the little appetizer silverware. I'll have to insert a clip here of me showing you what that looks like so you can get a reference. But I want to say it was 5 to 10 minutes after I finished eating that I had this really sharp pain in my abdomen, and I totally freaked out. I mean, I had eaten cottage cheese, so I knew that it wasn't that I had forced something into my sleeve that I shouldn't have been eating. So it freaked me out that I was having this sharp stabbing pain and I didn't know what was causing it. About 45 minutes after the pain started, I vomited. Saturday morning, my husband immediately said, do you want me to take you to the ER? And I was like, no, let me wait it out the night. Maybe it was the cottage cheese. You know, I had just bought it. It was a brand new tub, so it's not like it was, you know, borderline to shelf life or whatever. It had nothing to do with that. I'm getting a little bit of a cold, so I'm sorry if you hear me sniffling. It's just that. Where was I? Okay, so Friday night, sleeping was very uncomfortable. I almost didn't get any sleep at all because of the pain. So Saturday morning, I know I probably should have called my surgeon's office, but I was still in a great deal of pain, so I just told my husband, you know what, just take me to the ER, have them figure out what it was. So I got to the emergency room around 9:30ish in the morning, and I had to wait for a bit, got triaged. They finally had to wait a little more, finally got back into one of the beds, and I explained to the doctor what was going on, when it had started, and so forth. So she's like, okay, we're gonna put you on an IV, we're gonna run some labs, and, you know, see what we can find. So they also told me that they were gonna contact my surgeon and see if there were any additional tests that she needed me to take, anything like that. So they had me do a CT scan of my abdomen with contrast, and that's how they found out that it had nothing to do with my sleep. My sleep was perfect. She said everything looked fine, everything looked normal. They did tell me that there were traces of blood in my urine, and on the blood work, my white blood cell count was high. So they thought, you know, maybe this could be a urine infection. We'll see. They knew that the sleeve itself looked great on the CT scan, but they were waiting to hear, they were waiting for the doctor to actually look at the CT scan and then get back to us. It wasn't until about 8:30 that evening. I was in the ER all day because they had me on an IV. I have been able to drink anywhere between 80 to 90, 95 ounces of water per day. So I think that's pretty good. So I don't understand how or why they thought that I was dehydrated, but they put me on an IV anyway, and said that that would help me feel better. I was given Tylenol for the pain, and it did help a little bit, but not a whole lot. So like around 8:45, 8:30, 8:45 in the evening on Saturday, I had the emergency room doctor come in and talk to me, and he said that while everything sleep-wise looked great on the CT scan, they had noticed a mass on my ovary. Now, an ovary is normally 3 centimeters in size, is what she told me. And this mass that was on my ovary measured 9.2 centimeters. So it is 3 times the size of my ovary. It could just be the size of the mass itself that was causing the pain. So they said that there is a big possibility that what it is a cyst, but that they wanted me to follow up with my gynecologist so that she could look more into it. Now, I have a history of ovarian cysts. I do. I had PCOS, or polycystic ovarian syndrome, years ago. I'm worried because it's scary to know that there's something that's 3 times the size of the thing that it's on. And it's scary. I've been taking Tylenol for the pain. Honestly, today's Thursday. I haven't taken it. I didn't take it yesterday, and I haven't taken it today because I feel like it really doesn't help much. And I take enough pills as it is. I don't need to be taking any more pills. So I didn't feel that it was helping with my pain, so I just stopped taking it, and I'm pushing through to the pain. But that's why I have a doctor's appointment today, because I'm going to meet with my GYN. The reason I'm telling you guys about this is because, one, I don't know if this issue is coming back now that I'm losing weight. So it could be related to my weight loss. And two, I don't know if not eating any solid foods at all on Saturday really messed up my restriction, or if it's the pain that's causing this. But on Sunday morning when I went to eat, again, I wasn't hungry, but I'm never hungry when I sit down to eat now that I've been sticking to my 5 meals a day. So I decided I was going to have some cottage cheese Sunday morning for breakfast. And I measured out my 2 ounces. I sat down. Right when I put that first spoonful in my mouth, oh my gosh, I immediately had that feeling. You guys know that feeling like when you overeat and you just feel so stuffed, but you continue to eat anyway? So as you're forcing your food to go down, you're kind of like gagging a little bit. That is exactly what I felt. The minute I put that spoonful in my mouth, I almost immediately felt super, super stuffed. And I had to force myself to swallow. And it caused me to gag a little bit when I did. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so horrible. How am I going to handle this? But I was like, okay, I haven't had anything to eat yesterday. Maybe it was a first meal thing. Came time for my snack. And I was going to have just a tablespoon of peanut butter. And I went to have a little bit of that tablespoon, and it was horrible. Same exact feeling. Immediately felt super stuffed. I was gagging. I didn't have any more than that. Same thing again for lunch. I had soup. Same deal. So, long story short, it's been happening ever since. I have not been able to eat normal ever since like Sunday when I started eating again. I don't know what the deal is. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, so I went to see my doctor, and she did a pelvic exam, and she said that, oh my God, that baby's so tiny. I love tiny little babies. My babies are huge. So she did a pelvic, and she said that you could really, really, really feel it. So she sent me to the hospital, which is like a couple blocks away from where her office is. She wanted me to get an ultrasound done. So I came over to the hospital, but of course now it's 1:30 and I have to get all the way home so that I can pick up my boys at 2:15. It's about 30 minutes away from the hospital over to the school, maybe a little bit further than that, maybe like 35 minutes. So I think I'm gonna be cutting it really close. But anyway, so I don't know anything yet. They said that the radiologist was going to go ahead and call my gynecologist and give her the results, and then their office is supposed to call me back. Because what my GYN said is that based on, excuse me, my throat is killing me. Based on whatever results she received from the ultrasound, they were gonna decide whether or not I may need surgery to get this removed. Well, if I do need surgery, she said that because of my 3 C-sections and because I already had my gallbladder removed, and then on top of it I just had my VSG surgery, that there's a lot of scar tissue. So I would have to go to a gynecological surgeon that specializes in minimally invasive surgery, is what she said. So I don't know what the deal will be. But anyway, back to the restrictions, like I was telling you. I can't eat. I've been eating like 1 or 2 bites of every meal, and I don't know if that is going to take some toll with my healing and my weight loss. I mean, I hope not, but you know, we've all been told that with VSG it's important to get a high protein diet because that's ultimately what helps you heal. So I hope that I'll be able to heal well, you know. And then I don't know if not eating the correct amount that I should be eating is gonna take a toll on my weight loss. I was already stalled for 5 weeks. I don't want another stall. But anyway, so I will meet with my surgeon on Tuesday, and hopefully I will get answers to this whole restriction issue. Like I said, I don't want to not heal correctly or, you know, have any more stalls based on this issue. So that is that. That is my issue with the restriction at the moment. I wanted to talk to you about my stall. Now that stall is over, I stopped going to the gym a week ago because I wanted to try something out. Ever since I got the green light on working out, now mind you, working out, the only thing I was approved for is to walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes, and I couldn't break a sweat. So that's what I've been doing. I've been walking on the treadmill for 30 minutes, not breaking a sweat. But ever since I got the green light, which was at my 4-week checkup, up until last Wednesday, I had not missed a day. I went every single day for my 30 minutes. I had not missed a day. That being said, last Wednesday, I decided to stop because I wanted to prove to myself that it was a coincidence. Although I don't know now. Because something clicked in my head that said, ever since you started going to the gym, you haven't lost any weight. So, last Wednesday I said, I'm not going to go to the gym today. And I'm not going to go to the gym at all until my weigh-in on Wednesday, which I'm a day late because it's Thursday already, but I weighed yesterday I weighed in, and then today I didn't go to the gym because it's been crazy with all the doctor's appointments and whatnot. I didn't go to the gym this whole weekend. I lost weight. But when I was going to the gym, I was at a stall. So now that I broke that stall, I'm thinking I'm gonna not go another week just to see if I come next week and I've lost more weight, then I'm gonna go back to the gym, and then I'm gonna see if going back to the gym triggers another stall. This is horrible. I should not be playing around with my health like this, but I just want to find out, because I want it so to be a coincidence that when I started going to the gym and my stall started, that the two things didn't have anything to do with each other. Because I want to be able to work out. I felt amazing when I was going to the gym. And I felt kind of crappy now that I'm not. So I want to. I'm still getting in my steps. I'm still getting in at least 8,000 steps a day, even though I'm not going to the gym. When I go to the gym, I easily get in 12,000 to 15,000 steps. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll tell you guys next week what happens, if I keep losing or what happens. And since my next week checkup will be on Wednesday, I would have had my 12-week checkup the day before. I can tell you what my surgeon said about this whole restriction issue. So yeah, I'm sorry that I'm feeling a bit glum today, and I think that you guys can tell I'm not my perky self, but with all these issues going on, and I'm terrified. I don't want to have another surgery, honestly, but I also don't want to be in constant pain, so that's that. Plus I'm getting sick, so my throat is hurting. I've been sniffling, and not good at all. I finally want the snow to stop. Here we are, the second day, Tuesday, Wednesday, the third day of spring, and it was snowing this morning. Thank God it stopped. Today's snowfall, though, was exactly what I like. I love it when it's snowing, but it's not sticking to the roads. I love it, because then it makes everything look so pretty. But driving isn't that bad. So, and it got really, really warm out. It's 41 degrees right now. So any snow that had gotten on the trees and stuff, it's all melted. So now it doesn't look as pretty anymore as it did this morning. But anyway, thanks again, guys, for tuning in. I am so sorry if I've brought you down with this whole thing. I'm sorry that I sound like this. Hopefully I'll be healthier next week when I come in and chat with you. Go ahead and leave me a comment. Is there, something that you want to know that's going on? Or if there's a question that you might have, or if you're going through something, and post VSG, and leave it down below, because maybe I'm going through it, or if I haven't gone through it, maybe somebody else watching the video has, and that way we can form a great little community. I gotta tell you, the support and encouragement that I get from the weight loss surgery community, the group I follow on Instagram, it is amazing. I always feel so encouraged, so supported, and it's inspiring to be able to see so many other people go through this, and see that, of course, it's not always bright and sunny, but to be able to see that I'm not the only one that has issues, and to be able to see so many success stories, it's so inspiring. And I'm really, really grateful for the weight loss surgery community. If you have a weight loss surgery channel, or if you're going through your journey and you want me to check out your videos, go ahead and leave me a link to your channel down below and I'll check out your videos. Time is very precious in our days, and the fact that you guys take time out of your day to watch my videos, it means so much. So I really, really appreciate it. Thanks again for joining me on my journey and letting me share my journey with you. I think that's it. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great one.